Alrighty, you know the drill, y'all. We are live. Let us know. We're 5x5 in the chat, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Wow, what a week it was in the cruise industry. But that's not the main topic of today's show. Of course, as you saw with the intro, it's the Carnival, Mardi Gras, and the whole Friday's events. Plus, on this show, we're going to be discussing, I just recently lost something very important to my whole YouTube career. We're going to have to explain that very sad moment. But we're also going to be talking about, of course, all the ships that what happened. I'll give you a moment-by-moment play-by, if you will, some of the content that you have not seen in the videos yet, just because the content was very dark, so I couldn't put it in there. I mean dark, I don't mean the mood dark. It was just very dark out when the whole ship was coming in, so that footage didn't make it in the vlogs. But before we get into the details of what this event was, I want to appreciate everyone for joining us into this show. And if you have not done so already, folks, I would ask if you would to please go down below and hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. That's right, guys. Please make sure you drop a like, subscribe, because we are aiming to get to 1,000 subscribers before July the 31st. That's when the Mardi Gras will be sailing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below. And again, also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time we go live, just like this. Or we publish a brand new video from Port Canaveral with our new series, Vacationing from Florida's Space Coast. Once again, everybody, you want to appreciate everyone joining us in here in today's show. First in the good old chat box was one of my good moderators and friends, Nick from Travel with Nick. Nick, good to have you in here. Absolute privilege having you in here. Also, Nathan was in the box. John from Jane and Travels, Anthony Simone, T&K Travels, Travel Adventures with Eric B, Kathy L, Paul Vines, and a whole lot more. And again, if you're just watching us for the first time after, of course, seeing all the Mardi Gras coverage, first of all, welcome. We do the show every single Friday at 5 o'clock where we recap different event or different story every single week. So you always want to make sure you're tuned in. Different topic, different type of show every single week. So again, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in, for all the new folks here. And for the regulars back here in the house, always good to have you in here. And again, without further to do, guys, we're going to get into the information about the Carnival Mardi Gras. We're giving you my play-by-play of this whole entire event, guys. It was an awesome day, and not going to waste any more time. We're going to first of all explain what time did I get up, because I know a lot of creators, they were like, what time did we get up for this event? What did I get up for? So of course I got up all the way over there at 2:30 here in the studios, and yeah, it was very, very early on my books. And again, that's right, I got up at 2:30 a.m. on my books, left the studio here in Orlando around 3 o'clock, and arrived at Cape Canaveral at 4:24 in the morning. Now I know that time 4:24 is very, very specific, but of course, that was the time we did arrive. And the line for Jetty Park, again, that didn't actually make it into the vlog because it was really dark out and the camera was having some issues with the low light. But anyhow, it was so early in the morning. We were actually pretty close to getting the first ones in, because Jetty Park, again, for you guys who do not know, it basically takes all the way on George King Boulevard, I believe, all the way down to, of course, the port. So that keeps on going all the way down to, I believe, State Road 528/A1A. So you get off on there, right where the Port Canaveral sign is. That's where your first landmark you pass. So luckily when we were there, we actually parked right in front of, or at least we were parked in the line to get into Jetty Park, next to the new cruise terminal, where of course the Mardi Gras would be docking later that evening. So, or I should say morning. So of course we got there, and they actually opened up Jetty Park. They were supposed to open up Jetty Park at around 5 a.m. Luckily for us, they opened up Jetty Park at around 4:45 in the morning, so it gave us extra time to get into the park, get a good seat for this event. So yeah, we got into the park, got amazing seats of to see the Mardi Gras come in, set up my GoPro, set up all the other gear, and was wandering around to get some footage of the ships off at the anchorage. But however, of course, with the minimal manning positions, the ships don't have all their lights on right now during the whole no sail times. But again, we were walking around, we talked to some of the locals there, A lot of people who were there for this arrival of the Mardi Gras, they had lots of their cruises canceled. I was talking to one lady, and she had she booked 7 cruises on the Mardi Gras, and all 7 of them have been canceled. But she did have one of the cruises, I believe, booked in sometime in mid-August, and she was very hoping that it would go. And again, this was before Carnival released the July 31st date, but yeah, what an amazing time just before the event. Of course, we hanged out with Blaine from Rarely Creative Travel. Actually, Blaine came up to me and said, "Hey, Tyler," and yeah, it was great meeting Blaine. So, Blaine, if you're in the chat, once again, great meeting you. Yeah, so Blaine was the first creator or person I met at the park for the day. We also walked around and tried to see the whole entire spots where I was going to go film all the arrival. I was originally hoping to go plan on the fishing jetty pier, but the jetty part, this is where you can go free fishing if you guys aren't familiar. I was also planning to go film an episode of Vacation Florida Space Coast today. However, with all the events happening, didn't quite have time to go film a event from Florida Space Coast, of course, my brand new series. Didn't have time to film one of Jetty Park, but yeah, again, we scouted out the pier, and there was too many people. I mean, I was talking to Mike from Mike Wood, and he was, of course, there, and we were talking to Mike, and he showed me his binoculars, and yeah, it was packed. The fishing jetty, just to get out there, it was crazy. There's a photo, if you saw in the thumbnail, that is just looking at the jetty. It was crazily packed seeing those. So I shifted plans, and however, we were actually there for the arrival, right where the only Lolly Loco was set up. That's where I stayed to see the first come into the waters. It was absolutely amazing seeing those ships come into the water. Now, we were originally hoping, guys, for seeing the Mardi Gras come into the port. And again, if you guys are in the chat and you were there with the Mardi Gras arrival, let me know what your guys' experience are. I would love to know what you guys thoughts. Even if you were watching on YouTube, what did your guys' emotions from this event? I'll share mine in just a few moments. But yeah, again, a truly amazing arrival of the Mardi Gras. But originally, we were, of course, released from the Port Authority. They had a press release, and they were originally cited in the press release that the Carnival, Liberty, and Freedom would escort the Mardi Gras into port. So kind of like, if you watched the video of the arrival already, you know that the 2 port tugs and, of course, the new LNG fireboat displayed their water cannons salute. We were hoping, however, that the 2 Liberty, the Carnival Liberty and the Carnival Freedom, those 2 ships would escort the Mardi Gras into port, like just drumming up the hype. But however, that actually did not happen with the Liberty and the Freedom. They actually did come in, which we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But of course, it was very interesting to see that the Mardi Gras came in. She was actually a little bit later than expected. That's why I say a little bit interesting that she did came in a little bit later than the time support gave us. Again, it's ships, and they're not always exactly the most on schedule. So the Mardi Gras actually arrived in Port Canaveral, or say past Jetty Park, around 6:30 or so in the morning, and was docked around 7:15 or so in the morning. So the 7:15 docking time was very close, but the actual passing Jetty Park was not exactly the closest and most accurate, I should say. But overall, absolutely an amazing event. Seeing the Mardi Gras come in, literally so many amazing creators there. And just so many other amazing supporters. Supposedly the number was 1,500 people were there for the arrival, which is just absolutely crazy. Not to count in the fact, I should say, how many people were actually online watching this event. It was so amazing to see after this year of no cruising. It was just so great to see all these. The hype was still there, and the support for the cruise industry and Carnival was still there after a whole entire year of no cruising. It was an amazing feeling. I mean, I was just blown away by this amount of people who were there. It was just amazing, feeling the energy too. Another thing was interesting, when the Mardi Gras came in, I was expecting everyone to be cheering, but it was just like as soon as we saw the first signs of the Mardi Gras, you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was quiet. It was a surreal experience. And even though there's so many YouTube videos of actually coming in or live streams, it doesn't explain or doesn't show you what it feels like to be there. You just can't get the same emotions from being there for the Mardi Gras. I mean, it was something crazy, guys. I could talk days about this arrival. It was one of my top highlights of Port Canaveral for sure. And I have seen so many SLOAs and arrivals from Port Canaveral, but this is just had to make it in the books. And Again, after the Mardi Gras, that amazing arrival, Carnival decided to bring in the Liberty and the Freedom at the same time. So the Carnival Freedom came in. Actually, the Carnival Freedom came in second, but the Liberty came in first, right after the Mardi Gras. So as soon as actually I see her do her U-turn in the middle basin, that is the Mardi Gras do her turnaround in the middle basin, I immediately ran back over to right where I was positioned earlier for seeing the Mardi Gras come in. And by the time I actually got there, half the crowd's left. So as soon as Mardi Gras came in, everyone fled the port, which was really weird. Because if you look at my footage, I actually don't think I have a wide shot in the actual video, but yeah, there was basically the whole area was cleared out, and there was basically no one left at the Jetty Park. There was still a few people, but not as much as there was for the arrival of the Mardi Gras. But yeah, the Carnival Freedom came in, and she came in and was sailed immediately down to, I believe, Cruise Terminal 5 or 6. Now, she docked there, and she spent the day there. We're going to talk about her a little bit later into the stream, too. But and then the Carnival Freedom came in. Now, Carnival Freedom was interesting. We knew these two ships were coming in, of course, because Carnival and that's not Royal Caribbean, but Carnival and the port, of course, released it during a press release for the media that they said these two ships would escort her in. But we were expecting the Carnival Freedom and Liberty to tie up together at 5 and 6, but they actually didn't do that. Instead, Freedom just came in the middle basin. I basically blew his horns to Mardi Gras, welcoming her to North America, and then immediately did a U-turn in the middle basin and sailed immediately right back out of the channel, which was interesting for sure. So we're going to go over here and see it. And as you can see here, of course, with the photos, so one of our members, a part of the Facebook group, got some awesome photos of I believe, the Freedom leaving Port Canaveral. And by the way, again, as you see here, that Jetty Park was full. But now with the photos of the Freedom leaving, as you can see there, it was absolutely empty after the Mardi Gras arrived in port. So yeah, again, as you see there, that was the Freedom. She basically did an immediately U-turn in the port and left right back out to Miami. And later that evening, fun fact, she was back in Miami to get ready to sail, which that was pretty cool. But I do wish the Freedom did stay so I can get some shots of her, because Freedom is actually not going to be based out of Port Canaveral. It has no plans to be. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, though, seeing those ships come into port. But if you thought that was it, Royal Caribbean did Carnival dirty, or at least that's what Tony from the Lalia Loca Cruising channel said. And we'll get to him, or I should say, we'll get to that event a little bit later in the show about the did Royal Caribbean do Carnival dirty. By the way, if you haven't checked that video out on Tony's channel, check it out. I know a lot of you came here from Tony's channel, so again, I appreciate you guys coming and checking me out. But of course, as you see there, that was the Carnival Liberty and Freedom. Those were the two ships that came in. So actually, immediately after this, we went in the car and we said, okay, you know what? We're going to go get breakfast, because we got up at 2:30 in the morning. We need some energy. So we went ahead and got some breakfast at IHOP's all the way over there in not Cape Canaveral, but actually in Cocoa Beach. Funny fact, though, is in Cape Canaveral, there actually isn't that many breakfast places. There's some smaller ones, but not any major chains, if you will. So that was interesting, because we had to drive all the way down to Cocoa Beach, past the pier and Ron John's. If you guys aren't familiar with Florida Space Coast, Cocoa Beach is pretty far away from the port. It's a good 15-minute drive. Or so, depending on the traffic. And luckily, it was pretty early in the morning, so we didn't have that many of the beach-going traffic. But so immediately after we saw the Carnival ships come in, we went to IHOP's, of course, and we got IHOP, and it was a little bit of a wait to get in. But then I checked the AIS for the Odyssey, because I was talking to Tony before the Mardi Gras came in, and we're saying, hey, you guys saying for the Mardi Gras, the Odyssey, I should say, and he was saying they had, of course, the media event they had to go to at the terminal, but we were all expecting it to come in around 1 o'clock, right in the 1 o'clock in the afternoon. However, that was not the case. The Odyssey actually came in at 9 o'clock in the morning. So immediately I saw it passing Jetty Park, and I was like, yo, we need to drop what we're doing and head straight to the port. Our original goal was to go head to Jetty Park again to see her pass Jetty to dock, but we somehow, again, due to the time of eating and the timer or the arrival that we were thinking at 1 o'clock, we had to instead go to Gills and see it come in there. And again, it was an amazing arrival. Seeing her come into North America for the first time, absolutely amazing. That is for sure. I mean, words just can't describe her. Seeing her come in for the first time, of course, as you see there, that's actually passing Jetty Parks. Big thank you to one of the members of the Carnival Cruise Line Welcoming Party Facebook group for submitting these photos. He said free to use for all of us. So again, thank you for him for of course, allowing us to show you these photos. Absolutely amazing seeing the ship come into North America for the first time. Of course, as you can see there, the port tugs had so much action these past few days to get in these two ships in. Of course, the port tugs, Christine S, Elizabeth S. Usually, the only action they really get is the occasional cargo ship, but mostly the Falcon 9 boosters. But yeah, it was great seeing these port tugs do other things not related to, of course, the only the SpaceX boosters. So yeah, it was absolutely crazy, but yeah, so great seeing the Odyssey come into port. So yeah, so again, as soon as we saw the Odyssey come into port, again, absolutely amazing seeing Odyssey dock here in Port Canaveral. I'm glad I got some amazing footage. I actually had two cameras, so we're gonna go to the GoPro. I teased earlier in the show in the description below that I did lose one of my cameras to see this ship, the Odyssey of the Seas, and I did lose it. I lost my GoPro Hero 4, and when I mean I lost the camera, I didn't actually like someone stole it. Did an interview with Tony, and I had to go immediately back to the car, and we had to leave because we had to pack for some other trips, and so I forgot to pick up my GoPro at Gills. So yeah, the GoPro I had that recorded all this footage of the Mardi Gras coming in, the Liberty, the Freedom, and the Odyssey docking at CT1, it's still at the port and could be in the water. I don't know. Luckily, it had the waterproof case on the camera, so I mean, if I still there, I could, in theory, still use it. But yeah, I unfortunately lost the GoPro Hero 4. It's gone. And guys, again, that camera, all my videos, like from the Mariner of the Seas, all the videos you see on the channel actually in the past few years have all been shot on that camera. So I unfortunately lost that camera with that trip. So it's very sad, but I know I have to go buy a new GoPro now. So add that to the expense list. I have to go buy new gear. But yeah, so there you go, guys. That was what happened with the Mardi Gras arrival into Port Canaveral with the Odyssey of the Seas. Of course, if you have not done so already, I posted the brand new video of the ship docking in port, the Odyssey and the Mardi Gras and the Carnival. I didn't actually see the Liberty dock at CT5, but I did capture it sailing by the Mardi Gras. And I also published a horn battle, if you will, one of the many horn battles we got there. And of course, for the folks in the chat who were there on that day, you remember there was tons of horn battles. Probably the most horn battles I've seen at the port in a while. It was so great seeing the port come alive for this historic event. It just truly was, guys. Again, words cannot describe how amazing this whole entire arrival of the Mardi Gras was. I mean, again, absolutely phenomenal seeing this and many other ships come into port on that day. And actually, as we were leaving to go head back to Orlando, of course, the Disney Fantasy was leaving. And now, again, I unfortunately was not able to capture that leaving. But if you guys have not done so already, I also have videos on my channel about the Disney Fantasy leaving. Many of other times on the channel. So, yeah, it was unfortunate we couldn't capture the Disney Fantasy leaving. But, of course, I captured it many of times. So, yeah, again, was a little bit disappointed, but not as much disappointed as instead of losing the camera. I was most mad about me losing the camera because actually I didn't find out about me losing the GoPro until halfway home. Actually, I passed the Orlando airport, which you guys don't know about if you've ever been to Port Canaveral before. The Orlando airport's about an hour and a half away, or about 45 minutes, I should say, away from the Orlando airport. I got past the Orlando airport. I was like checking my footage on my cameras, and I goes, "Oh, where's the GoPro?" And then it dawned in my head that I left it and I didn't pick it up. So, yeah, hoping to go to Port Canaveral though next week though to hopefully retrieve it if it's still there, or just leave a memorial for it, the camera. Anyway, guys, yeah. So that was what happened with the Carnival, the arrivals of the Carnival Mardi Gras. What it was really like, guys. Again, absolutely amazing. And when we were gone talking about this again, all this amazing events of the Carnival, Mardi Gras, Carnival Liberty, Carnival Freedom, and Odyssey of the Seas. We had some folks popped into the chat. We had Nathan popped in the chat, and Mike. Again, we met Mike last Friday at the Mardi Gras. Again, great man that is for sure. And also Paul Vines popped in the chat, and Nathan's leaving. So again, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in. If you're watching this show on the replay, once again, we appreciate all of you joining us here on the stream this week. And again, this was such an amazing event, seeing the Mardi Gras arrive into Port Canaveral for the first time. Literally, words cannot describe how amazing it was seeing these cruise ships back here in Port Canaveral. And speaking of that, we have some, I guess, producers in my ears telling me this, guys. We have some breaking cruise news right here. Breaking cruise news. The Mardi Gras is sailing on July the 31st. There you go. That's your breaking cruise news. Actually, isn't really even really breaking because it happened. The news, I should say, came out yesterday. Also, we're getting the Carnival magic here in Port Canaveral. So I'm looking forward to it and hoping to be able to ship spot one of them leaving sometime soon. Only problem is I cannot be there for the first sailing of the Mardi Gras as of right now, as it's on a Saturday. And Saturdays, of course, I got busy doing other stuff here on the channel and my other job I do. So sadly, cannot be able to make that one. But I do know I hope to be there at Port Canaveral sometime next week for the before the Mardi Gras leaves to go out to sea for 14 days or so. So yeah, again, I hope to be back there at the Cape next week to film another episode of Vacation from Florida Space Coast. So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions about the Mardi Gras arrival, feel free to submit those down in the comments of the live chat. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them down in the comments of the replay. I will do my best to answer it for you guys. Again, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in for this week's live stream. And again, y'all, this was just such an amazing event. Words cannot describe it. But speaking of that, again, we met a lot of creators at the Mardi Gras arrival. We met Blaine from Really Creative Travel, the Degenerate Cruisers. We also met Scott's on Deck. We also met Central Florida Vlogs, KY Travelers. Let's see who else we met. Raphael Zengano from Alana Zengano's channel. Sadly, Alana was over there at CT3 and didn't have the chance to meet her, but hoping to do that next time. Almost ran into Dave and Brandon's excursions. I saw them a dozen times, but I didn't actually have the time, or say they were always gone when the time I came back. So you didn't quite have the time to go ahead and stop by and say hi. But yeah, so many amazing creators we met, and yeah, it's awesome. So Mike says again, one of the great people we met there at the arrival. He says, I am on the Carnival Sunshine Facebook group. I am broke, sad the news. It's canceled until August 31st. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that part of Carnival's restart? So that is definitely sad news to hear, but I believe that ship's sailing next month, I think. I'll check it up quickly. And again, guys, on Sunday's show, so we're gonna have another live stream on Sunday. We're gonna have another live stream here on Sunday. We're gonna be talking about the other cruise news that we're not covering here. Of course, this show is specifically about Port Canaveral and that great arrival, and with this Carnival Cruise Line news, of course. But okay, so yeah, it does appear Carnival Sunshine. Okay, the Carnival Sunshine. Okay, there you go. I just checked it. It was actually Carnival Sunrise that they're restarting out of Miami. It's not the Carnival Sunshine. So yeah, Mike, sad to hear about that. Yeah, again, I know Carnival, according to John Held this morning, he did come out and say that they are restaffing almost all of their cruise ships. So that's a good sign, though, that hopefully, Mike, that the Carnival Sunshine will be able to resume sailings later this year. Again, we're all hoping that these ships will be able to resume sailings very, very soon. Now, speaking of the Carnival Mardi Gras in Port Canaveral, the Carnival Magic, which also looks very similar to the Mardi Gras because it, of course, got that brand new hull art, which, of course, Carnival has on board their ships, which I want to see if you can pull up right here on my beautiful green screen. Of course, as you can see here, you kind of can't really see it right here on the green screen right behind me, but that hull art right There you go. That is what's going to be on board the Carnival, I believe, the Magic. And of course, the Magic will be here in Port Canaveral beginning August 7th. Of course, she just got out of her brand new dry dock, where she got that brand new paintwork and a whole bunch of other new things. And yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to have this new style of Carnival here at the port. And of course, the Carnival Magic is replacing the Carnival Elations itineraries until I believe the date was October the 7th. So if you were booked on the Carnival Elation out of Port Canaveral here, guys, little news here. We're going to cover this whole bunch of more of this story here with Carnival with their big restart in August. They will move you, if you're on the Elation again, to the Magic, no additional cost, and also put you in a different, it's kind of the same cabin category, but if they have more of the other cabins available, for example, I know the Elations have made balconies, they may bump you up to a balcony if you were not booked on one. So that's pretty cool. You could get a bump to a balcony free of charge, or at least included in that cruise fare, if you're on board the Carnival Elation out of Port Canaveral. So yeah, guys, again, what an amazing past few days here at the cruise industry. Again, we're going to be covering this and a whole lot more on I believe Sunday's show, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're covering the story with the Adventure of the Seas. Again, we're covering that story. Plus, we're also going to be covering the story on the MSC Cruise Line's brand new brand, if you will. It's to believe, forget the name, but basically it's going to be a super high-end luxury cruise line, where they're building these brand new luxury cruise ships out of the Fincanary shipyard, which is super awesome to hear. It's the, I believe, the Euro Explorer or something like that. So that's the name of the cruise ship. So yeah, once again, very, very great. And Brandon has a clarification. He says Sunrise is going up to August. Okay, so again, we have some clarifications in the chat over there with the news of the Carnival Sunrise and Sunshine. So again, thank you for that, Brandon and Mike. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. So guys, again, we're going to be spooling down our live coverage here of the Port Canaveral event. But guys, do not fear. I will be right back here on Sundays with, of course, the Cruise News Weekend Review. The Cruise Junkie Live, that is returning from a little bit of a hiatus on Sunday. We're going to be covering the Adventure of the Seas and MSC Cruise Line's brand new company. So you want to stay tuned for that. And guys, again, if you found this video helpful, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning on the post notifications bell so you'll be notified every time I upload another video. And again, we're trying to aim for that magical 1,000 subscribers before July the 31st, 2021. So again, if you would greatly help me out with that, would greatly appreciate it. And guys, until next time, we're back here together again on Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I am Tyler, and you're watching The Tyler Show live. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you right back here Sunday, 2 o'clock. So do not move. Have a great one, y'all.